let's get into our main topic. Nintendo Direct happened. It happened a couple of days ago in February. We got our February Direct like we normally do. And to this day still, compared to Nintendo and Microsoft, Nintendo Directs are still a hype. It's still a hype because we just never know what they're going to do. And they're just really good at doing their time, doing the message, the way they want to do their games. Yes, Directs have some high points and low points, but when the highs are high and the lows are lows, and that is fine with me because they mostly nailed the finale most of the time. But we got another one, and this was quite a good one. I'm going to go ahead and give you my rating for it. I give it an 8. I thought it was pretty good. I know there's some stuff that probably people were not interested, but for me personally, I like the way they did some stuff. I thought it was pretty cool. So I'm going to tell you right now, I'll give it an 8 before I go into this.
Give it a 5 out of 7.
5 out of 7?
Yeah.
7 is still par.
No. Out of a total.
5 out of 7.
Out of total from 1 to 7, I give it a 5.
You not 1 to 10, a 7?
Oh, I'm just being difficult. I give it a B+.
Okay. All right.
I can see you were like almost short circuit.
Oh, I was like, so from bad to par. Okay, let's to each his own. Yeah. So I thought it was good comparative stuff. I thought there were some good surprises, good shadow drops. I think there was a lot of things that got people kind of like been waiting for per se for certain things. And then there was some stuff in there where people are probably like, I wish I want more out of it, but we'll be able to answer some of those concerns later. Okay, we're gonna jump over the place. We're not gonna go directly in order. We're just gonna talk about some of the highlights and then kind of have an open conversation of other things that happen in it. I think the biggest one for a lot of people is the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance are coming to Switch Online. The Game Boy Advance though is coming to the expansion only, and they're both shadow drop. So they're out right now, which is awesome. The games that are coming out and the games that are coming soon, or in this order, games that are coming out right now that you can get is Tetris, Super Mario Land, 6 Golden Coins, Link Awakening, Gargoyle's Quest, and Game & Watch Gallery 3, Alone in the Dark, Metroid 2, Return of Samus, Wario Land 3, and Kirby's Dream Land. Games that are coming soon for Game Boy. We have Zelda Oracles of Season and Age. Seasoning. It's like, oh, it's Oracle cooking. Pokemon Trade Card and Kirby Tilt and Tumble.
Yep.
And so,
that trading card game is going to be big.
Especially, you can use different filters to enjoy those games. Game Boy, Pocket, and Color filters. And play compatibly, local or online. And the GBA is doing the same thing, up to 4 players. So,
yes.
Let's go to Game Boy Advance. Game Boy Advance will be getting Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario 3, WarioWare Inc., Mega Micro Games. That's all in one title. Kuro Kuro Kurin. That is actually a Japanese game that I guess now got localized over here for some reason. Mario Kart Super Circuit, Mario and Luigi RPG Superstar Saga. Zelda Minish Cap, and coming soon we have Metroid Fusion, Kirby's Amazing Mirror, Fire Emblem, F-Zero Maximum Velocity, and Golden Sun. Before I even get to the challenge question, do you like this lineup of games, Mr. Duran? You like this lineup?
I like the lineup. I like the current lineup, but I'm looking forward to the upcoming. Nintendo knows what they're doing. The spicy stuff is are the games that are coming eventually.
Okay.
And I mean, I think it's a good start. I hope Nintendo pushes more. They have a ton of games in their library, their first party and second party games they can push to this service, and I hope they do it. They do not hold back.
Yeah, I hope they don't do what they did with Nintendo and any Nintendo and Super Nintendo. Just a couple, and then they left it in the dust.
Trickle things out, and then you don't hear anything for 6 to 8 months.
The difference, though,
BS unknown titles.
The difference, though, between this one and that one is there's not a lot of good third-party games compared to the first parties on the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, there's a lot of
so they have no choice to push out more of their own stuff on here. Especially, I I don't see, because one of the questions I'm going to ask you soon, you can add it on here, but I'm going to tell you heads up. I don't see Konami or Capcom really releasing anything on here, on their personal library, not what they like influence, like, you know, the Oracle games of Zelda, more of their personal, because, you know, Capcom has been doing their own collections in their own way, and I think Konami will probably maybe do something like that in their own way, whatever that idea.
Mega Man Battle Network, so
yeah, and granted, we got the Castlevania Advanced Collection already, so I don't see these coming to them personally. There might be some Sega games, which I believe maybe some Sega games that could get on there, but I like the list too. I thought the list was pretty good. I'm glad I think there was a lot of other choices on there that I'm glad they didn't pick. Shout out to DC. I'm glad Super Mario Land did not make it on this. I'm glad it was the second one. I don't think the first one really plays very well, so I'm glad that didn't make it on there. But I was more the advanced than Game Boy anyway, so I like the list so far on this. My first challenging question for you, Jerron, is the Switch Online expansion earning its value? Now, you now get NES, SNES, Sega Genesis, N64, and now Game Boy and Game Boy Advance.
I think so it's kind of a two-parter. Earning its value as far as the base $20 a year plan, or $30 if you do the family plan.
I'm talking about the expansion.
Yes.
The expansion is a little bit higher than 20.
No, the expansion is much higher than 20. We're
yes.
talking $50 if you do family.
I think it's 30 single, right? Is it $30? It's 30 for single.
35, I think, single.
Yeah. Yes.
50 if you do family.
Yes.
Family is more than just me living here. It's got to be family. But I digress. Earning, as in it's still in the process of, yes. Earned, as in it's reached that level to where it's a must get.
Your personal pick, your personal opinion. Do you think for you that $30 that you give to this is worth it to you? Is this worth the value now to you to give $30 if you want to do it?
For the expansion pack?
For all of this. Because without the expansion, you only get the Game Boy. And those are not those I believe you only get the Game Boys, but the expansion you get everything. So I'm only speaking for the expansion.
For Sega.
Yeah, so I'm only speaking for expansion only because that's where it is.
Me personally, no.
Okay.
I'm going to have to see some major titles in the GBA or the Sega Genesis or the N64 before I really say. Now,
I thought all the major ones on 64 were almost all done, aren't they? Or is there still stuff missing?
Considering there's like only a handful of N64 games that Nintendo could put on there that are worth owning, yes.
Okay.
And GoldenEye is on there, but I don't think it's on the.
That's his own thing. That they did their own thing with that. Not like
own thing.
Yeah, not like I don't think we'll ever see a Perfect Dark on there. You know,
I would love to see Sega Genesis actually put some, titles that aren't on their damn mini or on their console collection that they release on the consoles from time to time. Mm-hmm. That'd be nice. But am I going to shell out money to upgrade to expansion pack right now? No. Okay. Maybe later in the year, but definitely not right now.
Okay.
They're going in the right direction.
Okay. Now, how about a casual person? Let's say I never got a chance to play these games. Would you recommend it for them? Hey, yeah, I think this is great for you. $30. You get to try these games that you never got a chance to try for all this. Do you think for a casual person that works really well?
Oh, for a filthy casual, they're going to love it.
Okay, cool.
They probably already have the expansion pass.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because it also has DLC for like Mario Kart. You get DLC for Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Expansion pass. So,
yeah. For me, I think $30. I think it's earning their value for it. I think if they keep adding the games, I think I think it only gets a little bit better. I think that we're so used to Nintendo's is more of we're going to give you in batches instead of giving you it monthly, because the monthly has not been working for them. I don't think they can do with PlayStation and Microsoft can do. More like PlayStation. Microsoft, apparently Gold is kind of laughable. But the PS Plus, because, there's more games that get more made on there that's more modern, they do that. And Nintendo's is relying on their old libraries to put on there. So for them, I guess they're better off like, we'll give you in batches, maybe once a few weeks or a month or in that kind of way, instead of we're going to give you 2 each time.
It also helps that because Nintendo has to take these games, not only, up convert and port them, but also add co-op and online functionality for like Tetris.
Yeah,
Game
the
Boy
online was pretty cool. I do that. But the question
and
is,
the rewind features.
yeah, I guess the question is, here's the weird part, I think. It's in my head. It's like, cool, there's multiplayer for Tetris and Mario Kart, but I'm thinking in my head, like, what other games on there were very popular for multiplayer to do that on? You know
For
what I
the
mean? Like, I can't.
advanced, Four Swords.
Sure, okay, sure. Is there anything else? I'm really thinking hard here. Like, what about just Game Boy itself? Like, I guess like Dr. Mario, but like Dr. Mario's already released.
Nintendo. Yeah.
So like, what other multiplayer games would I get to take advantage of the local multiplayer bit? I can't really think about that right now in my head. I mean, Turtles. I guess if a Team Initiative game made it on there or something like that, but I don't.
No.
Yeah.
Multiplayer Game Boy games. Let's see. Mario Kart, Mario Golf. If they do Link to the Past with Four Swords.
Okay, so we're looking more at the advanced. Okay.
Advance Wars, F-Zero.
Advanced War. Okay.
Bomberman Tournament, Kirby.
Okay.
Sonic Battle.
So Game Boy Advance got it covered. Awesome.
Yes.
Game Boy though, that's tough right now. Other than Pokemon.
Well, yeah, that's very, very tough. Game Boy DMG, those games, God, they're not going to be very fun.
Yeah, so that's going to be a little tough for me. So I can see not too many multiplayer functions for Game Boy games, more than Game Boy Advance. So,
yeah,
but
remember that you had to have a link cable, or if it was 4-player, you had to have a 4-player adapter. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, no, but I think this is great, and I think right now I think this is good for $30 for what they're earning, and I think that this will probably be the stopping point until the next console for what they're going to do next. Because I think GameCube's definitely out the window. I think they're trying to redo these master games to bring it on there. I don't think GameCube is not going to come in that way anymore.
Oh man, they found a way to milk GameCube though.
They could. I mean, they did, and but maybe the next console, Wii could be a possibility. Wii games could be a possibility on there. Hey, Wii came for the Wii U, so you can't rule it out. So
it's possible. It's possible.
And so you got the sensors you can do on there. They just have to work a little harder. Now I'm saying they should. I'm just saying it's possible.
It would be Wii games that use the gyroscopic control on the Switch. It'd be nice.
Yeah,